Pep Guardiola is about to do something he almost never does, and it could completely destroy Arsenal's Premier League title dreams. The Manchester City manager is reportedly preparing a shocking tactical plan for their massive showdown at the Etihad, deciding to completely abandon his famous rotation policy and name an unchanged starting 11 for the biggest game of the season. This unprecedented decision from the Spanish tactician highlights exactly how crucial this fixture has become in the race for the Premier League crown. Manchester City currently sits 6 points adrift of Mikel Arteta's league leaders, but crucially, they hold a game in hand. The mathematics of the situation are incredibly simple but devastatingly high stakes. If Guardiola's side can secure a victory against Arsenal this afternoon and follow it up with another win against Burnley on Wednesday night, they will leapfrog the Gunners and take control of the Premier League table. Arsenal arrives at the Etihad knowing exactly what is on the line, but they are carrying some recent baggage. While they have been incredibly difficult to break down throughout the campaign, they suffered a damaging defeat against Bournemouth in their last Premier League outing. Furthermore, the psychological scars from last month's Carabao Cup final, where City emerged victorious over the North London side, will still be fresh in their minds. Guardiola knows that another victory today will pile an insurmountable amount of pressure on Arteta's young squad as they head down the final stretch of the season. Subscribe now and help us reach 1,000 subscribers by April 30th. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on this title race. The decision to stick with the exact same lineup that secured a crucial victory against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last time out is a massive departure from Guardiola's usual methods. The City boss is notorious for constantly tweaking his system, overthinking massive encounters, and rotating his squad to keep opponents guessing. However, with his team finally finding their absolute best groove in recent weeks, familiarity and momentum have suddenly become his primary weapons. The defensive foundation of this unchanged side has been forced to adapt due to the confirmed absence of Ruben Dias. In his place, Abdulkadir Husanov has stepped up magnificently, impressing the coaching staff enough to retain his starting spot. He will once again partner Mark Guehi at the heart of the defence, forming a formidable barrier against Arsenal's attacking threats. On the flanks, Matheus Nunes will continue his role at right-back, while Nico O'Reilly has been passed fully fit to start at left-back, despite suffering an apparent hamstring issue during the victory at Chelsea. Behind this defensive line, Gianluigi Donnarumma will maintain his position between the sticks for this crucial Premier League encounter. The Italian shot-stopper's presence is vital for today's clash, especially with James Trafford already lined up to take the gloves for next weekend's FA Cup semi-final against Championship side Southampton. Moving into the midfield engine room, the tactical setup becomes even more intriguing. Bernardo Silva, who has already confirmed that he will be leaving Manchester City at the end of the current summer transfer window, will wear the captain's armband. The departing skipper will start alongside the indispensable Rodri, creating a midfield pivot that blends relentless work rate with exceptional technical control. Just ahead of them, Rayan Cherki has been trusted with the primary attacking midfield role, tasked with unlocking the Arsenal defence and creating spaces between the lines. The attacking trident that Guardiola is deploying carries a terrifying mix of pace, power, and unpredictability. On the wings, Antoine Semenyo has proven to be an absolute revelation since his January arrival from Bournemouth, consistently demonstrating his ability to deliver massive goals in high-pressure situations. Opposite him, the electrifying Jeremy Doku will provide a constant, terrifying threat with his direct running and ability to isolate defenders in one-on-one situations. Leading the line, as always, is Erling Haaland. While the Norwegian powerhouse might not currently be enjoying the explosive goal-scoring form in the top flight that he usually demands of himself, his presence alone changes the entire dynamic of the match. Haaland has already proven he knows exactly how to hurt this specific opposition, having found the back of the net at the Emirates in the reverse fixture earlier this season. Today, his primary objective will be to provide a relentless, exhausting physical test for the Arsenal central defensive partnership of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. This unchanged lineup represents a massive statement of intent from Pep Guardiola. By refusing to tinker with a winning formula, he is sending a clear message to both his own players and the opposition. This is the best version of Manchester City right now, and they are ready to take the title. The tactical familiarity allows his players to operate on pure instinct, relying on the established connections and patterns of play that dismantled Chelsea. For Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, the challenge is monumental. They must find a way to disrupt a Manchester City side that is operating with supreme confidence and tactical clarity. The Gunners cannot afford to sit back and invite pressure. They must actively engage in the midfield battle and find ways to bypass the formidable partnership of Rodri and Bernardo Silva. If they fail to establish a foothold in the centre of the pitch, the relentless attacking waves orchestrated by Cherki, Doku and Semenyo will eventually break them down. The stakes at the Etihad this afternoon simply could not be higher. A victory for Arsenal would re-establish their dominance at the top of the table and strike a massive psychological blow against the defending champions. But if Guardiola's shocking decision to trust an unchanged lineup pays off, Manchester City will seize the momentum, take control of their own destiny, and potentially break Arsenal's title dreams for good. The tactical battle lines are drawn, the personnel is set, and the Premier League title hangs perfectly in the balance. The psychological warfare between Guardiola and Arteta has been fascinating to watch all season, but this specific decision to name an unchanged team adds an entirely new layer of complexity to the rivalry. Arteta, who learned his trade under Guardiola's tutelage at Manchester City, knows better than anyone how his former mentor operates. He would have spent the entire week preparing his Arsenal squad for multiple tactical variations, anticipating the usual Guardiola surprises. By doing exactly what he did last week, Guardiola has paradoxically managed to surprise everyone. This unchanged lineup also speaks volumes about the current physical conditioning of the Manchester City squad. To field the exact same 11 players in consecutive high-intensity Premier League matches requires an extraordinary level of fitness and recovery. The medical and sports science departments at the Etihad have clearly worked miracles to ensure that players like Nico O'Reilly, who was a major doubt with a hamstring issue, are fully prepared to face the relentless pressing of Arsenal's attacking unit. The midfield battle will undoubtedly be the defining factor in this colossal encounter. Rodri's ability to dictate the tempo of the game and break up Arsenal's counterattacks will be crucial. He is the ultimate metronome for Manchester City, and his partnership with the departing Bernardo Silva provides a perfect balance of defensive solidity and attacking creativity. Silva, playing in what will be one of his final massive games for the club, will be desperate to leave a lasting legacy by guiding his team to another Premier League title. Arsenal's midfield, likely featuring the dynamic presence of Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, will face the ultimate test of their credentials. They must find a way to disrupt the rhythm of Rodri and Silva while simultaneously dealing with the creative threat posed by Rayan Cherki, operating in the spaces between the lines. Cherki's ability to receive the ball on the half-turn and immediately drive at the Arsenal defence will be a constant source of anxiety for Arteta's men. The wide areas will also be a fascinating battleground. Jeremy Doku's blistering pace and unpredictable dribbling will severely test the defensive capabilities of Ben White or whoever Arteta deploys at right back. Doku has the unique ability to completely isolate his fullback, forcing the opposition to commit multiple players to stop him, which in turn creates massive spaces for his teammates to exploit. On the opposite flank, Antoine Semenyo's directness and goal-scoring threat provide a completely different type of challenge for the Arsenal defence. Ultimately, this match could come down to the finest of margins. A single moment of brilliance from Erling Haaland, a perfectly executed tactical adjustment from Mikel Arteta, or a crucial save from Gianluigi Donnarumma could decide the fate of the Premier League title. The tension inside the Etihad will be palpable, with both sets of supporters acutely aware of the monumental consequences of every single pass, tackle and shot. Pep Guardiola has laid his cards on the table. His shocking plan to trust an unchanged lineup is a massive gamble, but it is a gamble born out of supreme confidence in his players and his tactical system. If Manchester City emerge victorious this afternoon, they will have taken a massive stride towards retaining their Premier League crown. But if Arsenal can somehow find a way to overcome this formidable challenge, they will have proven beyond any doubt that they are ready to become the new kings of English football. The stage is set for an absolute classic. What makes this decision even more remarkable is the context in which it comes. Manchester City have been through an incredibly turbulent season by their standards, with injuries, inconsistency, and tactical adjustments creating uncertainty around the Etihad. The fact that Guardiola feels confident enough to name an unchanged team suggests that he has finally found the perfect balance and formula for success. This is a manager who has won everything in football, and his instincts are rarely wrong when it comes to major decisions. Arsenal, meanwhile, will be desperate to prove that they have what it takes to win the Premier League title. They have been the standout team for much of the season, but the loss to Bournemouth has raised questions about their consistency and mental resilience. If they can overcome Manchester City today, it will send a powerful message to the rest of the league that they are genuine title contenders capable of handling pressure situations. The Etihad is one of the most intimidating atmospheres in world football, and Arsenal must show that they have the character and quality to perform on the biggest stages.